So here I'm showing how the hoverboard would move in a perfect world, where on a rough surface it immediately stops, but on a smooth surface it, glides very easily as shown here. This is me first testing the dry ice pellets on the MDF board on the 22nd of July. At first they weren't seeming to work good, only just rolling off the surface. But then I seemed to found one that did work.
That seemed to work good.
I knew that this one worked good because it didn't make a sound as the other ones did, as they rattled down the whole board. And then I played with it, making sure that it did in fact work, and comparing it to ones that just rolled off. This one here glides along the surface,
When you slide along.
and again. But the other one here,
Other one.
it rolls all the way off. A cool thing about the dry ice is that you can actually put your finger on it for a very short amount of time, but if you put your finger on it for a longer time, the cold gets through. This is me outside first setting up the dry ice hoverboard test track. I first got out 3 boards of MDF and then lined them up out together, and then I set the hoverboard on those boards and then got out my 3 dry ice blocks, which are in this esky. The first thing that I noticed that was different from last week is that, these dry ice blocks were a little harder to get out of the esky. But second of all, these gloves that I'm wearing to stop me from burning my skin off was not as good as an insulator as I thought from last week. Last week I wore these gloves and they did a very good job of protecting me. But this week with the dry ice blocks, the cold got through a lot easier. Now here I'm going to speed me up fiddling with these dry ice blocks because I don't want to spend an hour watching me fiddle around dry ice blocks to get them on the hoverboard. And then I eventually got them all into place and I broke my hoverboard a little bit. I had actually shoved my hoverboard a little bit forward too much and realised that 2 of these back sticks that held the dry ice blocks in place had fallen off. They really were only held by hot glue, and then I said, can I drive this thing backwards because that way it would have worked? And so I rearranged all the dry ice blocks pretty inefficiently, and then I had my first test run after fiddling with them. Here it goes. I need to employ a better cameraman. After lots of vigorous attempts trying to get the hoverboard to work on the grass, my dad said, hey, why don't you try it on the back veranda? And so I got out the boards again, laid them on the back veranda, and had another shot. This time, that was just the first test to make sure that the hoverboard would even work on the back porch. Looked better than I expected. So this is my first time trying it on the back porch, but I got on too far back. And then this is my second time on the back porch, my most successful. I slid probably only about 15 centimeters, but this is probably not meant to be something perfect. It's only a proof of concept.